What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and or Facebook? It is Adam here with The Highest Return. Find me at The Highest Return group on Facebook. So, stimulus was passed yesterday, Saturday, March 6th, and tomorrow, March 8th, we open yet another day of trading on the stock market. What do I think is going to happen? Well, if Bitcoin prices are any indication of what the sentiment is, I think the stock market's going to go up pretty good next week. I'll be a little bit worried to see what happens in the weeks afterwards, but I think next week we'll see the stock market rise. We'll see Bitcoin go up even further, probably to 55,000. Ethereum, I think, is also going to recover more. Probably will hit 1,700 at least next week. And then what I'd really like to keep my eyes on are a few altcoins, specifically ADA Cardano and Algorand. And those are both proof-of-stake coins that are trading around $1 each. And cost bias is kind of a big thing with retail investors. So I think you'll see a lot of people put their stimulus money into those investments. I do think that there's going to be a little bit more spending in the economy going to happen in the next month or so as people are immunized and have saved up money. They've been staying home, following the rules. I think those folks that get immunized are going to potentially go out and spend more money, maybe travel a little bit, and that may increase the price or the velocity of the US dollar. And what that means is the more actual spending of the US dollar outside of investments that stimulate GDP and ultimately also drive up inflation, which is the Federal Reserve's goal, to have a little bit of inflation, which they've been saying we don't have. So expect to see real inflation from now until the end of the year. You've already seen that in the housing prices, but expect to see some of that outside of housing. What do you do to protect yourself? Well, you can speculate and buy some of these altcoins like Algorand. I have bought some myself. You can also invest in the stock market, but I'll get to why that might not be the best idea right now and a little bit later. Thirdly, you can put your money into gold and silver, either physical or ETFs, and I think that's probably a good idea given that gold and silver have had a price fall these past few weeks for no good reason, really. I don't see their price falling all that much more, but I think it's a good idea to get into right now. And now I'd like to talk about the stock market and what I'm doing and what I think might happen with the stock market in the next weeks and months. Stock market is going to react positively to the stimulus, but as the national debt continues to climb, and depending on what the bond yields are and what the tax law changes are going to be, you may see the stock market start to decline, and decline to normal valuations. And what I mean by that is you'd want to see stocks going back to trading at lower PE ratios than what they have been. For example, Tesla, I think its PE ratio was maybe 1,000. Maybe you'll see that go down to 100 potentially, and you'll see more money going into growth value stocks rather than speculative growth stocks. And you've already seen it in the past few weeks. I think not necessarily next week, but the weeks and months after that, you'll see more of a shift from growth into value. In terms of technology disruptors, still keep an eye on BYDDY, That's BYD company. They are a vertically integrated company that also produces EV vehicles and the batteries and parts for EV vehicles, which is very important. I think that they are going to be one of Tesla's main competitors in China, if not already. I still have some NIO, but I'm not as bullish on NIO as I am BYD company. Here in the US, I know that GM is also trying to get into the EV space in earnest, but its valuation is much better than Tesla's in terms of its price earnings ratio. That being said, the technology is a little bit behind, and Tesla has better battery technology. If you're into battery technology, you can also consider QuantumScape. That's QS. They're a spinoff of Tesla engineers that specifically work on battery technology. In terms of value, Apple's a great value stock right now. I'd strongly consider buying some and holding for the long term. Same thing with, let's see, Albertsons, Kroger, Walmart. All of those are dividend paying value stocks. They're not gonna, I don't think they're gonna amaze you with growth, but they're not gonna disappoint you as much as some of the other stocks might. I already sold my Tesla shares at around 700. It was like a week or two ago, and right now it's at 500 something. I still like Tesla as a company, so I'll be watching to see if I find a good entry point. But as it is now, we'll see. Next week is definitely probably gonna go up. But I'm gonna probably hold off a little bit on that. But anyways, this has just been my little spiel. This is Adam with The Highest Return. Find me on Facebook at The Highest Return Group, and have a great week.